Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Happy Thursday to you. Wow, is this week going by fast? Man, there is so much news. And sometimes I don't know which way to turn my head. I go with the flow. You know what they say? Go with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going with it. Let's see. Who was here first? Uh, or as I'm glad to say today, who was here 10 minutes ago? Instead of last time when it was an hour ago. Now it's 10 minutes ago. Wow, lots of comments. Okay. Joan Garcia, thank you so much for being here first. Happy Thursday to you. And Charles Lambert, let's see. Well, this is it. Good afternoon, squaddies, Baron, and everyone else. Stand firm and be strong. We love the Sussexes. You got a bell for that. I love that. Thank you. Connie Bomber. Hey, Connie Bomber. Happy Thursday to you. Oh man. I'm just gonna scroll along. I'll say hi to everyone else's. They come along like Elaine Parker, hello. Mario Apanya, hello. Oh, God's Child has a super chat. Urgent coronation prophetic warning and decree was released by UK prophet today. Please share. It's sincerely eye-opening. UK and the world, please listen. YouTube is blocking me from sharing link. Please use the title. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you for sharing. And thank you for the super chat. I'll have to look into that later. All right. Okay. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Hey, Black Queen. Gwendolyn Daniels. And let's see who else is here. Lydia Washington. Okay, scrolling along. Going really fast. Can't see much. Wow, a lot of comments before I got here. All right, last one in. H. Knight. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Well, okay. Elaine Parker, last one in. Thank you again. Now let's get on with it. Let's see if I can do an hour and a half like I did yesterday. Wasn't that fun? Couldn't believe how fast everybody got out of here. But remember, it's the quality, not the quantity, that matters. So they say. Hey, Reba Henderson, Brenda Gray, Lady Bird. Let's see here. Do that. All right. Isn't that lovely? I made that one today. Actually, the pattern in the background was ready made, but I just layered Royal Sussex on top of it. I think it looks pretty cool. I like when things have lots of details like that. Love that. Bit over the top, but I'm vibing. I'm vibing. Not vaping, vibing. Let me see. I think I have one of these. Pardon me one second. Let me do this and then I can focus on what I'm doing here. Okay. I'm having a case of baby boomer. All right. Okay. All right. So let's do this. I'll go here next. Now, you guys, there was, they have the Google Earth, right? Well, according to this image that was shared from Google Earth, we may have to call off the coronation. I repeat, we may have to call off the coronation. We may have to call it off. Now, sometimes when is it the Google, the Map Quest or whatever, Google Maps, they go around and they seem to capture images of people doing day-to-day stuff. So I'm not sure, you guys. We may have to call off the coronation. According to this Google, God forgive me. according to this Google Earth or Google Map Quest or whatever, we may not even need to have a coronation. I think maybe they should put those plans away, and I'm pretty sure that there will be too soon, too soon. Anyway, you guys, someone had shared that on the interweb. I tell you, there are some very, very creative people out there in the internet, and it's just I'm always so impressed. And from time to time I'll do something and I'm just like, okay, okay, I like this. But I tell you, this is like 10 times anything I've ever put together. The imagination, the everything is just in the stratosphere. So I don't know who to credit this to, but whoever created this, you get a bell. You get a bell. You get a bell. Everybody gets a bell. So yeah, very clever. Very clever. Uh and take a look at that. Speaking of clever, this is another one of those little things from the modern technology. There is Prince Harry taking a nice little family portrait with Prince Harry. How cool is that? How cool is that? Prince Harry and Prince Harry taking a photograph with themselves. I love that. Very, very cool. Okay, and then let's continue. Oh, you like that? Or are you talking about the other one? This one? I suppose it's this one. Okay, very cool, very cool. Either one. But yeah, so it's amazing. Oh, oh yes, but the stone has been rolled away, and it's Easter morning, and joy bells are ringing in our souls. Anyway, well, it happened once, it could happen again. But that being said, let's continue. Now, I love this too. There's a lovely image of Harry and Diana. That is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So cool. So, um, yeah, just wonderful. I think Diana would be so proud and so full of joy knowing what her spirit has how it has like carried the day for the Sussex family. So very cool. Let me see. Angela's 6015. Hi, Baron. 2 days till happy birthday, Prince Archie. Also, my cat Jasper's first birthday. Happy birthday to Jasper. Is that Jasper in the corner there? How cute. Adorable. I just love the way that our furry companions seem to have their own personalities. I mean, some of the things that people's companions can work out, like for instance, when I sing, some people's companions know to dive under the sofa. They know to run into the other room. Now, that, I have to say, is remarkable. I love it. So, uh, okay, but thank you so much for that. And happy birthday to your, what is, Jasper's. Happy birthday to Jasper this coming Saturday. Very cool. All right. Thank you for sharing that. I just love that. Okay. Well, thank you, Lydia. Thank you very much. Lydia has posted something we'll be talking about very soon. And that is, oh, by the way, let me put that at the top of the chat so it'll be easier for you guys to find it. I'm going to open up another screen so that I can do that. But yes, that is the birthday fundraiser for this fourth birthday for Archie. And Oh, I am so, so proud of the Sussex squad. There you go. It's at the top of the chat, I think. You can just go to the top of the chat and click on that link and make a generous contribution. Speaking of which, let me see where we are right now because the last time I looked, it was over 21,000. And right now, as we speak, 23. No, 26. Shut the front door. Okay, put a pin in that one, you guys. Let's see how much this thing can jump during the Royal Sussex. All right. The goal, how much was the goal? Anyway, the goal was 20,000. So they have reached 130% of the goal. They were just hoping to raise 20,000. How outstanding is that? So let's see where we are in a little while. Okay, very, very cool. And we'll have to make sure that Saturday that we continue that. So that should be pretty cool. All right. And with that, thank you very much, Lydia. And I am going to continue. I don't even know what slide is next. Oh, there it is. Just a little collage of the Sussex family, the family Sussex. I love that. The family Sussex. Ladies and gentlemen, the family Sussex. And then here, there it is right there. So earlier today, and I do mean like just a couple hours ago, it was $20,345. And look at there, the goal was just 20,000. It's in very small pale print there. But as of this moment, it is over 126,000. I'm sorry, it's over 26,000 and climbing. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? It's over 26,000 and climbing. So thank you so much, you guys, for participating. It's always moving the way the Sussex squad shows up and shows out for these things. Always. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Take that away so I won't have too many screens open right now. And I'll take that away. There we go. All right. So don't want my system to lock up on me. So this is outstanding. This is something that those other people, they just don't have it. You either have it or you don't, right? Right. Okay. Let's continue with that. Through the Archwell Foundation, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have generously helped to support healing and bring joy back to the Uvalde, Texas community. Learn more about our partnership with Archwell. Sussex Community Events is happy to launch the Sussex Squad Kaboom fundraiser to celebrate the birthdays of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Kaboom supports the needs of children and the community through Play Together. We can make a difference to help people's playground. To help build playgrounds that end space play inequity. That's one that I've never heard before, but it is a thing. Just like they say there's food deserts, well, there are safe places to play or play space inequity. Your donation can help ensure every child has a joyful place to play and to be a kid. Thank you for your support. All right, there you go. So, Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Thursday to you. All right. So, let us continue here. Now, I try my best to cover up the other things like this because even though I'm pretty certain that most of us here on Royal Sussex would never dream of going over to someone else's page and making trouble or someone else's Twitter account. So if you know, you know. But please be respectful and don't quote the name of that individual because some of y'all know who it is. We need to raise money in honor of Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. Why do the Sussex squad always try to act like better fans? I'd organize this, but I have 3 kids and a full time job. Can someone on Team Royal do this? That someone will probably end up on a vacation in Honolulu. I think we can reach our fundraising. Wait, that's from the Sussex squad. But yeah, and there's like a little repeat. Yeah, that's a little repeat up there. But yeah, so I think someone's a bit jealous, don't you think? I I sniff a little jealousy in the deranger group. So that individual is the same individual who, actually, I forgot what they said the other day, but they had said something about to the effect of, don't do this until after the coronation, I think it was. But anyway, this is why we call them derangers, because they are a bit deranged. You know, there's so much love and joy and, dare I say, community in the Sussex squad. And it is just something they don't have. And, you know, garbage in, garbage out. It's just like anything else. They say if you have a computer, if you put garbage into the computer, you know, you're always going to get garbage out of it. So you have to think of your mind like that. Think of your mind like a computer. Try to put positive things in there. So when you have to process and think and reason, that garbage doesn't come out. And that's what's wrong with them. It's just like that guy that shot the teenager for knocking on the wrong door. He's sitting up there listening to Fox News and all of that other crazy stuff. And even his, I think it was his grandson, who looks like he's mixed race, said, yeah, my grandfather, all he does is sit in the house and listen to Fox News. Well, it makes you increasingly paranoid. Have you ever talked to someone who, once they start talking about certain things, it's just like the paranoia kicks in? It is frightening. And then after a while, your mood and disposition begins to sour. So it's something that is, I guess, unavoidable if a person doesn't have a good sense of community, and if they don't use a good sense of reason, and even more important, they need to have a filter. So that's what's going on with the derangers. They don't have much of a filter, and they tend to gravitate toward negativity and, of course, conspiracies and such. And you know, as much as you guys have listened to me, how many times have you heard me say, to be fair, to be fair, even when I'm speaking about the royal family, to be fair, because it's just that if you're going to be fair about it. Now, of course, I have a heavy bias toward the Sussexes, and rightly so, because even, let's say, the odd chance I get this or that wrong, it could never equate the amount of misinformation that the people on the other side dispense deliberately, deliberately. So, you know, we just do our best. You know, we have reason and accountability to consider, but we do our best. And I'm very grateful to the community for doing more good than we could ever do harm. Right? That is the way it works. So there you go. But tut tut. All right. So for the Penguin Press, Penguin, what is it? Penguin Random House has reported a strong first quarter of 2023, driven by Prince Harry's spare, according to the latest financial update from parent company Bartelsman's. So Harry has lifted the fortunes of Penguin Random House. You know what they say, a high tide lifts every boat. So, because of Harry's book being the number one best-selling autobiography, memoir, if you will, yeah, let's say memoir, best-selling memoir, as they say it. That is why they can rest easy. This means that the executives are going to get their bonuses. That means that the editors and the printers and everybody's making money because of Prince Harry's truth. I mean, you just can't go wrong with that. And the other thing is, of course, Prince Harry's truth is going to help so many people who find themselves likewise in a situation where they have spent like day after day processing the grief of losing a parent at such a young age. And that's been his story. And along with that, then of course there is the implied neglect and abuse that has come from the institution as well as from the tabloid media. So when you combine those things, this book is going to go and help a lot of people here, there, and everywhere. And of course, we are super proud of Prince Harry, and we know his mom would be incredibly proud. So there you go. Let's see. John Youngblood says everyone's getting home, and I've been making lunch. What is the fundraiser when donating? Is there a way to designate I am so as part of the Sussex Squad fundraiser? Well, it is a Sussex Squad fundraiser. So if you're donating through that link that's at the top of the page, um, then of course that is evident that you are. Matter of fact, let me click on the link because I have not made a donation yet, and I want to see what the format looks like. Okay, so it has here one time or recurring, right? And I see name, email. Oh, you can leave a comment. So, yes, you can leave a comment and you can specify everything that you want to say about why you're donating and everything else. So, yeah, you have an area to leave a comment. So, if you want to say anything to mention the Sussexes, you definitely have a place to do that. So, all right. Where are we now? 26. Okay, so in just that short bit of time, I think that was about $700. Yeah, about $700. All right. And there has been 613 supporters that have donated. 613. Now let's see how that looks from when I was on there 2 hours ago. Is this it? Yes. Let me take that away. Thank you, John Youngblood. Uh, oh yeah. Okay. So 2 hours ago was 559 people. So, all right. Very, very cool. Connie Bomber says, now Troll want to fundraise because the Squaddies, the Sussex, the Squaddy Squad. I like that. Do it. Squaddies love helping others. Yes, very true, Connie Bomber. Thank you so much for that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget the link for this is at the top of the page. So whenever you're ready to make a donation, you can just click on that link or you can save that link. But I'll probably leave it up there for most, if not all, of today's Royal Sussex. All right, so let me get back to where I was. And right here, why Prince Harry has a special place in my heart. He went to Haiti during the earthquake and gave us his all. I will always stand by you, Harry. Now, this was from a lady on Twitter. And again, you know, how derangers are, the hate watchers. I didn't want to drive people to her Twitter account, but I've never seen this photo before. I've never seen this photo before, but you can see Harry is wearing a Haiti We Care t-shirt, which is very cool. So, but yeah, I would love to share that other information with you, but oh, the derangers, they are the thing that I have to be aware of when I say and do because you never know how they make something into nothing, or they, I mean, let's face it, they have these middle aged MAGA women, these middle aged Brexit women have gone after charities, gone after individuals because they have shown support to the Sussexes. That just goes to show you the level of evil that they have. I have never, ever targeted any organization because it had something to do with anyone in the royal family. But yet, they'll go there and make trouble for people. It's just so twisted. All right, so MP to skip coronation of King Charles. That's right, you heard it. Prime Minister, did I say MP? PM, Prime Minister Andre Holness will not be attending the coronation of Charles III, set for Saturday at Westminster Abbey in London. Yeah, so he's not going. As he said during the visit, where the Cambridges lost half of the Commonwealth. Speaking of Commonwealth, hi, Joan Commonwealth there. I think that was in Barbados. Oh, was it in Barbados, this one? Oh, okay. All right. Let me see here. All right. Yeah, so he says he's not going. So, as you know, when the Cambridges went to the Caribbean to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, they were met with quite a bit of resistance. As a matter of fact, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for them. It was one of the worst displays that you have ever seen from the royal family. The whole thing from start to finish was a disaster. And yet they continue to say that those two individuals are the future of the royal family. They uphold and celebrate them as the future of the royal family. Well, I tell you what, that is a very bleak looking future if it has to do with those two. But you know what? It's none of my business because they have a whole team of people. I wish I had a whole team of people that no matter how unprepared I was and how, I guess, what is the word I'm looking for? Mediocre. No matter how mediocre I was, that there was a whole team of people around me to make me believe that I am invincible and I can do anything because I have been ordained by God. Or my parents started party favors. Or is it party pieces? Listen to me, party favors. How have I been living my life? That was a Freudian slip, party favors. But party pieces. Oh man. Okay, let me quit while I'm ahead and just move on. Party favors. Lord have mercy. Okay. So with that, let me continue and okay. Adrian Burrows says, so Mother Nature invited herself to the coronation, or Elizabeth is piercing on Charles's coronation. Now that's the visual, Adrian. Thank you so much for that. I will see that in my mind's eye for quite some time. Um, thank you. That's why I say you can always count on the Sussex squad. Always. All right. Let me take that away. Um, and here we go. So, still no more words about the so called, I'm not even sure what we're supposed to call it, but there was a police action near Buckingham Palace. And it was said that the king and queen consort was never in danger. Um, and of course, increasingly, we're hearing people say that this was just the way, like, okay, let me say this. Let me say this. I'm going to use my imagination. Suppose I was the sovereign and I had to sign a law that would increasingly that would increase limits on freedom of speech, right? And let's say I thought for a second, are you sure this is the right thing, or you want to get it through really fast, right? So when you present it to the sovereign for his signature, um, he could either do it really fast, or he could just leave it, right? Or he can, have a comment about it with the prime minister or whatever. No, I think if something like that happens outside Buckingham Palace, if there was anything that was slowing down enacting that law, even if, let's say, it wasn't because they were waiting for Charles to sign off on it, maybe they were waiting for it to rush through Parliament. But either way, it just screams false flag. Not to say that it is, but it just screams false flag, I think. But who knows? Maybe it was the real thing, but it just seems rather odd the way they explained it. But you know what I'm saying? Eh, eh. Manello says, Baron, my blood will boil if when trees are green, go back and embarrass us there, smiling like he's not a billionaire. First, to meet a royal family, we have our royals here. When trees are green, go back to embarrass us. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Not a billionaire first. I'm not sure what that means, Manolo. Sorry about that. I didn't understand what your intentions were. Let me see. Corona says, Baron, that incident by Buckingham Palace is not being taken lightly. Well, I mean, it just sounds like a big excuse to I guess, and if nothing else, that incident seems like something that would help to bolster the police and the military people. Like, oh my God, this just happened outside of Buckingham Palace. And I guess it's a way to rally the troops, if you will. Maybe that's what the point of it was. Not to say that it wasn't real, not to say that that person wasn't really cray cray, because there is a possibility that someone would do something like that just to test the waters to see where there might be some weaknesses within the grounds of Buckingham Palace, or even within, let's say, the procession route or something like that. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. So we can't rule that out. I don't want anybody to get hurt Saturday. I really don't. Okay, so Ash Sarkar dubs royal family a cartel of some very weird people. So there's been a little controversy because of that interview yesterday. Whatever way you slice it, the monarchy is neither a fair nor representative institution. So that is what Ash said yesterday. Well, apparently there are some people who have gotten their noses out of joint because they didn't like what she said about the, well, and she did call them a cartel. But Ash has, been in the struggle to find reason and accountability with all things Britain. I mean, that's her place of birth. That is, you know, as a younger person, she's interested in the future. She's speaking out about the future. And as I mentioned before, you can find her on Novara Media, which is a YouTube channel. They are a news channel. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily a Sussex friendly space, but they, as far as I know, they have done no harm to the Sussexes. They don't talk about them that often. It is mostly other news. But when she does have the opportunity to speak up or speak out and defend the Sussexes, she has been very, very good to them. So I am going to play that little soundbite from yesterday, and I'll let you hear it for yourself in case you missed it, or in case you want a refresher, or if, like me, you just love hearing her refer to that family as a cartel.
This generation in particular, young people are interested in the values of fairness and in the values of representation. Whatever way you slice it, the monarchy is neither a fair nor a representative institution. And this is where I've got to disagree with you, Rosie, just a little bit. There have been attempts by the royal family to strip themselves of some of the mystery, invite the media in and show the public what they really do. And what they've revealed themselves to be is a cartel of some very weird people. And I think that the more that social media, 24-hour news, tabloid press intrusion gets us to see who they are as individuals, which is people who have been made, in many cases, deeply unhappy by the institution that they were born into, the less people are inclined to support the monarchy either as a political national institution or just a kind of, old school celebrity that they can secretly enjoy. The more unhappy you see them being, the less you're into it.
I mean, it's fascinating that you say that, because I suppose you could say a traditional role is to offer a kind of escapist dream and otherness, but you're saying that dream is tarnished by some of the stories that the palace wouldn't like getting out.
I think that there's always been a double-edged sword to the glamour and to the celebrity. If you think about the person who really pioneered celebrity for the royal family, Princess Diana, that goes hand in hand with tragedy. And I think you can see the same with the treatment of Meghan Markle. She came into the royal family as a ready-made celebrity, someone who was comfortable and familiar with what it meant to be under public scrutiny. She ended up being pushed to the point where she went to the United States. And for the royal family to not be able to keep the first royal of colour inside the tent really does fly in the face of what a lot of Generation Z and millennials value, which is diversity, inclusion, and a degree of social equality.
All right. Did you guys know that you can brew a cup of coffee in the time it takes to play that video? All right. So, like I said, I just love hearing her call them the cartel. It sounds so sinister. Not to say that anybody in the royal family is sinister, but I like her. I really do like her. And again, it is called Novara Media. Some very, very intelligent young people are on that channel. And from time to time, you can see Ash and maybe even be introduced to some of the other ones. There's Michael Walker. He's kind of like their Anderson Cooper on the channel. So he's actually pretty cool. So, all right. So let me see. I think there was a, what was it? Let me see. Oh, okay. Joan Garcia has a super chat. Today's guest, Luke Russert, said he spent hours at his dad, Tim Russert's wake to calm folks. Then Tamron Hall said it reminds her of Harry's calming folks down for Princess Diana. What a surprise. God, when the one thing that kind of upset me when I was reading Spare was when Harry said that he would go out to shake people's hands and he noticed that his hands were wet. This actually kind of made me want to hurl. And then he realized that their hands were wet because everybody was sobbing for his mother. What a trip. It's just like us, all of the things that Harry said that he doesn't have a firm memory of, the fact that stands out, that's been etched in his memory, is absolutely disturbing. It just reminds you more so now than ever before, how unfair and how unreasonable it was for this child to be out there, um, amongst thousands of people, well meaning, but thousands of strangers, uh, trying to console them. That was not something that you sent a child to do. They have experts that do that. You know, it should be something that an adult volunteers to do themselves, but you don't send a child out there to do that. And even today, you guys, Claudia Bolin is a YouTuber, a content creator, and she had a thing yesterday about the way that the royals raised their children. And she took a lot of caution in the words that she used because it was a very strong conversation about the way the royal children are treated, the words that they use to, I guess, explain their role in the future, their personalities. And of course, the press is already shaping their personalities through the media because they're creating an expectation for people who encounter them in the future. Also, the press is, I suppose, casting them into roles. Okay, so Charlotte is the new Princess Anne, and Louis is the new Harry. And of course, William is, I guess, the new Charles or the new something. But yeah, so and then of course, Charlotte is a hybrid of Queen Elizabeth and Princess Anne. You know, she's got to do duty for both. So, but yeah, that if you guys get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it because I haven't even finished it myself, but I had to take a break from it. I literally had to take a break from it. That's how deep it was. But so far, everything that she said, I 100% agree with it. So I got to go back to that one. So thank you so much, Joan Garcia, for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And Lola Love, thank you for being the newest member of Royal Sussex. Why don't I see that? Oh, there it is. Thank you so much for being the newest member of Royal Sussex. Still a bargain at as low as $4.99. But in case you guys haven't noticed, I have added some new levels. But listen, if you are unable to contribute to Royal Sussex, it is no problem because your clicks, your likes, your shares, and of course, even your conversation here goes a long way to help the mission of Royal Sussex to, I hate to say this, but to help the I don't want to sound like I'm so like, you know, like somebody's like I'm trying to be Superman or something, but to help the Sussexes with their mission. God, I sound like I'm in the Avengers movie. But yes, we want to help the Sussexes fulfill their mission instead of just saying, I like the Sussex. Actually, I love the Sussexes. So yeah, that's why I feel that connection. But I guess their mission, that's a little strongly worded, right? But yeah, but that's pretty much what it comes out to. So uh, thank you, Lola Love. Verta Sanchez says, hi, family. Sorry I'm late. I am just getting off work and my sinus, oh, you too. My sinuses and allergies are kicking my behind. But love and blessings to you all. I'm listening. Yeah, thank you so much. That's why I went and got some coffee because they say that the caffeine helps to open up those mucous membranes. So I tell you, handpicked by Juan Valdez. Thank you so much. I love you, coffee. I love you. Okay, I'm scrolling. All right. So let me go on to the next one. Again, Ash Sakar. Now, I got a little soundbite that yeah, it is a soundbite. Dr. Scholler romanticizing and whitewashing the British monarchy as a symbol of unification or as bridge to our differences or as glue that binds our nation is both delusional and asinine. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Scholler. Let's hear it from her directly, shall we? Love Dr. Scholler. Uh-oh, where's the sound? What happened to the sound? Oh, Lord. You mean to tell me there's no sound for that one? Oh, boy. What did I do? What did I do? Let me see. I can fix this really fast. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. Okay, of course there's no sound because of that. So I got to do this. Okay. And then I will do this and we will have sound in just a moment. Oh, thank God I got another computer. It makes stuff like this so much easier. Oh, man. Oh, that was a disaster averted. Oh, man. I realized in an instant what happened. Okay, so I will do this. Okay, and let me get rid of this so that I never encounter this mistake again. Oh. Okay, Dr. Scholler. Okay. 1 second, you guys. Dr. Scholler. Oh, man. Also, someone mailed a package to me and mentioned it on inbox me. I still haven't retrieved it. I am going to do that this afternoon. So thank you so much in advance for that. Cannot wait to see what it is. I just hope. No, I better not say that. But I can't wait to see what it is. I'm excited. Church Nelly, is Church Nelly here? Did I just see Church Nelly? Oh, let me find Church Nelly. VS Speaks Royally is here. Oh man, I feel like there we go. I feel like the Blues Brothers. We're putting the band back together. Hey Nelly, how are you? Are you still at the hospital? What is going on? Please give us an update. Please give us an update. Also, when you check in, did they have to have you sign in your Smith and Wesson? Did they have to sign in your Smith and Wesson, or did they let you keep it? I'm just asking for a friend. But let us know. All right. So Dr. Scholler is ready. Okay. But anyway, thank you so much for being here, Church Nelly. I don't know if it's right for me to make you laugh. I don't want to cause you any additional problems, but I just kind of picture you being signed in and pulling all kinds of unusual things out of your purse. But I'm just like picturing the nurse asking, if you have any valuables, do you need us to lock up for you? And then and then Church Nelly pulls out some bear spray, some handcuffs, zip ties, a Smith and Wesson straight edge razor, you know, the stuff that most people the stuff that most people carry every place they go. All right, pair of knuckle dusters, just Church Nelly's purse. All right, okay, so let's get Dr. Shola up here. Is that it? No. Yes. Nope, that's still not it. Okay, let me try this one more time. Oh, okay, finally. Okay, here we go.
They are whitewashing a British monarch as the symbol of unification or the bridge to our differences or the glue that binds us together is both an asinine narrative because it is blatant. That we're looking at is that the British monarchy, it exemplifies actual inequalities in the United Kingdom. Think about the fact that not a single hard-fought right earned by British people was at the behest of a British monarchy, whether it's civil rights, women's rights, workers' rights, economic rights and freedom, to name a few. So the reality here is that when we talk about the British monarchy, you have to think about that, have the existence of a monarch, an unelected political head of state, is inconsistent with a progressive, democratic, advanced society in the 21st century.
Sandra? Well, I've changed my mind about this because as a teenager, as a young adult, I would have agreed with a lot of that case, the hereditary principle, can you combine it with democracy? Changed my mind because, you know, we have a lot of identity divides, polarised clashes. I've just been writing a book about this called How to Be a Patriot, and I considered, you know, what this now does. Most people still want it, so there's a democratic case for it. As soon as Jamaica or Australia decides that they want to do something else, that change has got to happen. But while we've got it, it can't drive political changes. It doesn't decide Brexit or not Brexit or Scottish devolution or independence, but it can help to symbolise change, and I think we'll see that on the morning. We'll see a 1,000-year-old ceremony, similar to 1953, still a Christian service, and yet a real emphasis, because the King is very keen on multiculturalism, a real emphasis on representing many faiths.
I have to laugh.
That will be what
because
we see.
Nothing you just said here is even remotely true. There is nothing about King Charles or that indicates progression. If anything, the British monarchy is not progressive.
Oh, okay. It was abrupt, but that was the ending. So yeah, it was just like 2 minutes. But yes, so that was what Dr. Shola said. I love Dr. Shola for taking the fight to them. You know, she fearlessly goes into those spaces. And of course, if you guys recall earlier this year, well, maybe it wasn't that, well, it was still some time ago, like within the month, I think. Within the past 30 days, maybe, someone left a threatening letter to Dr. Shola for speaking the truth. And as you can see, if whoever the author of that letter was thought that they were going to shut Dr. Shola down, it didn't work. Dr. Shola is still, you know, doing her thing. So, you know, and thank you, Dr. Shola, because I tell you, it's not without risk that she speaks out for people who don't have an opportunity to use their voices. So thank you, Dr. Shola. All right, Church Nelly, I hope you are going to recover quickly, but take whatever time that you need. And I hope you have gone over to look at your Get Well card in the community tab. But yeah, we miss you here at Royal Sussex. So, oh, you know what? I got the microphone behind my back. I pushed it to the side. Sorry about that. Oh man, you guys, I am doing too much. I need to calm down and just do one thing at a time. All right. So thank you, Dr. Shola. Now, talk about disparity. It's like a Soviet bloc bread line. Hundreds forced to stand in line from 4 a.m. for a place on the NHS dentist list, and scenes akin to queues outside bakeries in the Cold War. If you guys are old enough, and I think most of you are, you may remember that even in modern day Cuba, there are people who line up for things and they don't even know what it is, but they see the line. And if there's a possibility that they can somehow put food on the table, or if some items that are in are rare and scarcity is available, that they can purchase them for their family. Well, in this case, modern day Britain, you have people queuing in line for hours to see a dentist. These are people who may have abscess, may be in pain. They're not going there because they're trying to put a crown on their tooth or something like that. They are in line because this is their best hope to have problems addressed. More than 300 people reportedly stood in line outside of Smile Dental Care in King's Lynn on Tuesday, following a one-line announcement on the practice's website saying, "We will be taking on new NHS patients from the 2nd of May." A picture of the queue was shared on Twitter by a disgruntled that is, wannabe dental patient with the username, whatever that is. She wrote, "Is this a queue for a gig to meet a celebrity? No, it is a queue of people trying to get into the only dentist in Norfolk taking on NHS patients." The British Dental Association described the scene as belonging in the Soviet bloc, not the 21st century health services. So that is awful. There are some places in the United States where there is such a lack of dental care or eye care that they have actually had doctors volunteer. And I should tell you too that a lot of places where that happened is in red states where you have masses of MAGA people that vote against their interests. I'm talking about Republicans here in the United States, not the ones who are against the monarchy, but you have Republicans here in the United States, like in places like, I'll say, West Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, that tend to vote against their own interests. They voted against Obamacare, right? They voted against the Affordable Care Act, which would make lines like this a thing of the past. They have voted against it. But now there's really no excuse that anyone in the United States does not have health insurance, good health insurance, based on your ability to pay, hence the Affordable Care Act. So, but still, there are places that are deserts where eye and oral care is concerned, and other things, cancer screening. So they actually have trucks that go out into communities to provide certain services. So this shouldn't happen in any of these wealthy Western industrialized nations. This should not happen. It happens here in the United States, is obviously happening in Britain. And these are people that need to, I mean, if you've ever had an abscess, that's a serious thing. you can die from having an abscess. So, you know, and it's not the most hopeless situation, because you can go to an emergency room and seek some type of relief like that, but shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to make an appointment with the dentist and just go. So that is very, very upsetting to look at. But then again, this is King Charles III coronation. So someone did a mock-up of the old ration books, the post-war ration books. But this is modern day rations. And you notice it says on His Majesty's service, Brexit your ration book. Yes, official paid, your ration books. Issued to safeguard your food supply. Name an idiot Tory voter. Address Hunter Lane, Sovereignty, La La Land. And the date issued, well, that's when they had to vote for Brexit 2016. If found, please return to Tory scum. What is that? HOP, Westminster, London Food Office. Oh, man. Let me see here. Black Queen says, the MAGA's Bubba said, I want none of that Obamacare. Yeah, that's what they call it, Obamacare. But sign me up for the Affordable Care Act. Yeah, what Black Queen is referring to is that when you, like, you know how they interview people on the street and they say, what do you think about an insurance where you could blah, 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 XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And they say, that sounds good. That's much better than that Obamacare. I don't want anything to do with that Obamacare. And then they say, well, what if I told you that that is the Affordable Care Act, is also known as Obamacare? Well, I don't want it. Then again, they don't want it again. They, all you have to do is attach Obama's name to it, which officially it is called Affordable Care Act, and then they want nothing to do with it. There are more people alive today because of the Affordable Care Act. There are more people alive than otherwise if they would not have voted for that. And guess what? It did not destroy the economy. The economy is suffering because of the pandemic, but not because of the Affordable Care Act. So, here. Pam Porter says, Baron, this country is where we are because of certain people vote against their interests. I recall Kentucky rolled out Obamacare under a less triggering name, Kentucky Care. Yeah, I think that's what happened in some states, right? They decided to veil it under a different name, and then people fill their chests with pride at the idea that we don't have that Obamacare, even though the money is coming right out of the same pool. And just so, I'm just going to say this for the record, we've never actually had full universal health care here in the United States, but anybody, by law, anyone who is suffering a medical emergency can go to any emergency room, and they are not allowed to release you until you are stable enough to leave the hospital. And even the hospitals that, it seems like the hospitals are doing that at a loss. The truth is, a lot of those hospitals bill those unpaid services to the federal government. You don't really ever see a hospital go bankrupt because they gave emergency care to someone. So there's always been under law the, at least not always, because, back in the day, certain hospitals didn't want to treat Black people. A lot of Black people died in the old days. I'm trying to think, who was the jazz singer? Was it Ethel Waters? Who was the jazz singer that died? She was in a car accident and they wouldn't treat her at the White Hospital. And by the time they got her to the black hospital, can you believe that? We used to have black and white hospitals. Yeah, she had died. So back in the day, they would just refuse to treat black people. Hope's Garden says, Baron, those folks say they don't want Obamacare, but never exited out of the program. That is true. That is so true. Okay. All right. The Sussex Squad Detective Agency. The Sussex Squad Detective Agency. They have receipts. Yes, they do. Okay. Pardon my sinuses. The Sussex Squad Detective Agency, they always keep the receipts. As a matter of fact, that's the motto. We keep receipts. So, picture it. One of the most important members of the royal family, some people say that she is actually going to save the royal family, that because of her, the royal family has a future. Yes, these two brooding individuals married, and of course, they were fruitful and multiplied. They have 3 children. And of course, she's not going to inherit the throne. That's impossible. However, if anything happens to William, she may actually become a regent. A regent. It is possible she can serve as a regent for her son or daughter or her son. But let's hope it never comes to that. Could you imagine Princess Kate as the Princess Regent? Oh my God, that is the stuff of nightmares. But anyway, like for instance, if the regent had to go to Parliament, could you imagine Kate reading the speech? If she had to give the Queen's speech or the King's speech for the opening of Parliament, could you imagine how that would go? Let us ponder. As a matter of fact, Royal Sussex reached out to Kensington Palace to ask about the possibility of Kate actually having to open Parliament on behalf of her son in the unlikely event she ever became the regent.
Obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
You do what, Kate? What do you do? Please tell us, Kate, what do you do? You do what? Please tell us what you do, because I am a bit I'm a bit clouded about that, but I'd like to know what you do. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get on with it. So Kate the Magnificent, the Immaculate Heart of Kate, Kate the Savior, Kate the Peacemaker. She's had so many hats that she's had to wear. But the one that I'm interested in today is Kate the Selfie Taker. Yes, Kate took a selfie on the streets of London. And I covered up the name just because, I probably didn't have to, because most of you guys probably know who that person is, but, just to be safe. This person right here, I'm still shaking, guys. Yes, this is a middle-aged American woman. I guess she's middle-aged, but this is a middle-aged American woman who just so happens to be totally fascinated with the royal family. But I don't know that it's so much the fascination with the royal family as it is the fascination with the hatred of Meghan. It's a hate channel. It is solely created to lob like mass weapons of mass destruction of hate against the Sussexes. And so the Squatter did post this, said, is anyone surprised that Kate Middleton is taking selfies with troll accounts that target Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? One only has to look at Kensington Royal social media pages to see that it's a congregation point for racist attacks against the Sussexes. And so right there, you can see some of the videos that this individual has posted. Is Meghan Markle dumping Prince Harry? Signs of the Sussex breakup. And then, of course, Prince Harry court testimony reveals his jealousy of Prince William. And, of course, Prince Harry denied kiss by wife Meghan. Okay, there's that one. More Sussex chaos. Meghan Markle. That's her channel. Her channel is nothing but Meghan hate. Vindictive Duchess Meghan Markle reveals letter she wrote. Oh, so she's declaring that Meghan was the one who leaked that letter. And it just goes on and on. I have encountered her channel. I made sure that I hit not interested, and so she doesn't pop up anymore. But of course, Emily Andrews pointed out some time ago, this is why royal family have a policy of not posing for selfies on walkabouts. You have no idea who's taking the pic with you and how they will use that pic. This is a harmless incident, but imagine the reputational damage if it were a mafia boss or a drug cartel, etc. Well, according to Ash, that is a cartel. But is it really innocent? Do you guys think that Kate doesn't know who that person is? Do you imagine that Kate does not know who that person is? So, I mean, Kate has been taking selfies lately, but not a lot. And so out of all the people that she encountered while Will and Kate were walking the streets of Soho, they just Soho happened to run into someone with a hater account. How about that? What are the chances? What are the chances that out of all the people that you encountered on the streets of London, that you just so happen to find someone that has a hate account? You just so happen to run into them on the streets of London. Sounds fishy to me. It really sounds fishy to me. I can't say 100% that there is some type of nefarious activity going on, but it just seems so unlikely. It just seems so unlikely that she would just so happen to run into this person. That's all I'm saying. And that they took a picture. So I can't prove anything otherwise, but the photo speaks for itself. There seems to be a bit of a congenial relationship between them, although I'm pretty sure this is the first time that Kate has ever met this individual. So I don't suspect Kate knows who she is, but maybe there was something familiar about her. Maybe there was just something familiar about her. Anyway, Royal Sussex has reached out to Kensington Palace for a comment.
People who aren't necessarily reaching out, who are struggling, who perhaps don't feel they can reach out, or the fact that maybe they haven't realised that addictive behaviours has sort of.
You could do so. You want him to do you so much. You could do anything. Have you ever had a dream that you could you do you want you could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything.
So, as I said, Royal Sussex did reach out to Kensington Palace. It just seemed like the fair thing to do. Right here, Christopher Bosey says, this person owns a hate account targeting Meghan Markle, and she's got the opportunity to take a photo with Kate. The photo, it says here, this is, I think this comes from a report of Christopher Bosey. The group was composed predominantly of middle-aged Caucasian women located in the United Kingdom, United States, and Australia. Members of the group use derogatory terms when referring to Meghan Markle as her Black supporters. Several members of the group often created derogatory memes to share outside of the group on Twitter and Instagram. The group would be the catalyst of a coordinated and sustained smear campaign targeting Harry and Meghan and spanning multiple social media platforms. So that is what Christopher tweeted today. He tweeted that comment down there, and he also tweeted that photo. So, yeah, he just happened to have been aware of this as well. But yeah, what are the chances that Kate just ran into someone as toxic as that on the streets? Right? I mean, there is always, here I go. To be fair, there is always that possibility that she has no idea who that is. But the worst possible thing is that she knows exactly who that is. Remember, these people fill up the comment sections of the social media that belongs to the royal family. And most often, the royal family never removes any of the hate comments toward Meghan and Harry. They leave there. But if there is something like after the what was it? The Crown. After the Crown, the social media comment section was shut down for Clarence House because they didn't want those comments made about Charles and, oh God, Camilla. Yeah. So they pick and choose when they'll shut things down. So there you have it. Now, right here, you have a royal superfan. This individual right here, I'm not going to play the audio because it just makes me cringe. You know what? I will play it. Trigger alert. If I were you, I would just turn the sound down until I remove this off the screen. But trigger alert. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Oh, okay. I did get a message about Church Nelly. Okay. Trigger alert. Trigger alert. Let me find it.
California.
Yes, Montecito, California.
And Montecito, California is important because
Harry moved there.
and we were chatting and you were saying the last time that you traveled for one of these occasions in the UK, it was actually Harry and Meghan's wedding.
It was. I was here for the Chelsea Garden Show and they were getting married and there was such goodwill and such happiness about it, which they seem to have impaired since their departure.
And now they're basically your neighbors. How do you feel about that?
We're not happy. It's created a lot of hubbub and his wife is not well liked. They feel like she was the impetus behind disrupting his family relationships. And I feel that he was disrespectful of his grandmother, who was a magnificent woman. I'm here to celebrate. I mean, this is a historic event. Charles and I are the same age, so I thought I'd come and just Britain has such a wonderful patriotism that we could learn a little from, even though we left them so many years ago. But it's really wonderful. I'm very happy to be here.
Well, all is forgiven for the revolution. You're very, very welcome here. And it's so good to see that you'll actually be staying here for longer than Prince Harry will be.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was telling you earlier. I'll be here longer than he is and participating probably more fully than he is. But it's a very wonderful occasion, and I'm happy to be here.
I've fallen, and I can't get up. I've fallen, and I can't get up. Girl, bye. Bye, Felicia. I've fallen, and I can't get up. Oh boy. Well, anyway, excuse me. So, I heard reports that there was a figure on a broom that was asking for permission to land at Heathrow. I wasn't sure what it was about, but they did have a report that there was some individual on a broom that was asking for permission to land at Heathrow. I guess we found the person, right? We found her. Montecito, as you know, Montecito is a mostly affluent, wealthy neighborhood. I really do doubt if most people in Montecito has either seen the Duchess of Sussex or has ever known the Duchess of Sussex, and moreover, even have much of an opinion, and less likely to be an unfavorable opinion. This woman speaks for herself and herself alone. She's not speaking for masses of people. But what a dreadful, dreadful individual. Dreadful. Okay, so this is, I think Legs made a reference to this yesterday. Thank you, Legs. Legs made a reference to this yesterday, I think. Ed Sheeran and Adele are reportedly too busy to perform for Charles during his all-important coronation. Okay, that was back in February. Now let's go to May the 2nd. Alanis Morissette and Ed Sheeran will fill in for Katy Perry and Lionel Richie on American Idol. So Katy Perry and I don't know why that tickled me so bad, but Katy Perry and Lionel Richie are going to perform for Charles. But yet, it was Ed Sheeran who was just entirely too busy to come back to the UK and perform for the first coronation in 70 years. This may be like one of maybe two opportunities that Ed Sheeran will have, possibly two opportunities, to actually do a command performance for a coronation. And he said no. However, suddenly he has found time to fill in for one or two of the people that are going to the, sorry, Charlie. Why does that tickle me so bad? Why does that tickle me so bad? Oh, man. Oh, I'm here to tell you guys, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It is a lesson of irony that you have someone who cannot, and then all of a sudden they can. But anyway, and of course they said that Ed Sheeran won his lawsuit, so I guess he's free and clear now. He gave a performance in the courtroom. He was on the witness stand for a little over an hour. And from there, after he pulled out his guitar and sang a little song, that was that. So he doesn't have to pay any money. I have some opinions about those things that I'll keep to myself because you just, the music industry is so dodgy, and it's always been that way because it's a way that people can make a lot of money, and for the people who own the record companies, the producers and such, they tend to get a much larger piece of the pie, and it's always the people that have written the songs that you have very few superstar songwriters that actually get their fair share. So I'll leave it at that. But I like Ed Sheeran. I will continue to support him, but I really don't know. I've heard the two songs. It sounded very similar to me, but it must have been something that convinced them otherwise in the courtroom. So there you go. I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh man. She's not really popular. Yeah, right. Okay, so looks like King Charles' coronation flight pass could be canceled as bad weather set to creep in over the weekend. Speaking of bad weather creeping in, did you guys see the woman from Montecito? I'm just asking. Okay. Speaking of creeping in. But yeah, so that is the map of the weather system that seems to have been enveloping Europe, and chances are there's going to be rain, like a 90% chance of rain. As I said, I hope that this coronation is everything that people want it to be. Even this old biddy right here, I hope it's everything that she wants it to be. I'm serious. I hope so. However, keep Meghan Markle's name out of your mouth. Keep her name out your mouth. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for that, Sharon Middleton. Thank you very much. All right. So this guy right here seems to be trolling Charles III. You know what? I didn't really get that photo at first, but since he's not allowed to carry eggs, he decided to, you know what? That is trolling. That is trolling. I'm here for it. I thought that was hilarious. And this thing about taking photos with the tongue out is also very funny. But yeah, so he's kind of trolling Charles with that image of an egg sunny side up. But it says radical anti-royalists head to London for coronation. Now, mind you, that headline is from the London Times, right? It's from the London Times, the Times of London. So, of course, they are going to, be too much and put something like that. Instead of just saying anti-royalists or, Republicans or whatever, they'll say radical anti-royalists. Why do they have to be radical? Holding up a yellow sign is not radical. Now, throwing an egg, I would say that is graduating to a point where you have almost ruined a suit. But otherwise, I don't think that the term radical should be applied. I mean, the kid did not go to jail. Oh, there we go. Thank you so much, Nissagate. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for supporting Royal Sussex. Really appreciate it. All right. And then right here, you can see police allow Republican activists to protest peacefully at coronation. Now, after trying to put the fear of God into people, then I guess yesterday it says 9 p.m. London time. So this came out a little later in the day. Protesters can hold placards on procession route as long as their action against remain lawful, says senior Scotland Yard officer. Yeah, so there you go. So they try to accuse them of being radicals, and of course, then they try to make it sound like if there's just a hint of trouble, you're going to get arrested and go to jail for a year. But it seems like their words kind of softened later into the day. So let me see here. Let me see if I can find that one. Do I have that or don't I? Oh, yeah, here it is.
George, why are we protesting Charles's visit today?
We are here because we want to live in a democracy that actually is true to the word democracy. It's anachronistic that we still haven't honoured it in 2023. It's outrageous. It just is a signal of the fact that we have sheer inequality still in this country.
Not my king! 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 Not my king!
Okay, so that's a little sample of how they tend to protest against the monarchy. And so there's nothing violent about that. They're just holding up their signs and stuff. And to me, these are really the people that they are afraid of. These are the people because they're so visible. And I think that they kind of soften their words so that more people don't come out to support, because they're expecting some 1,600 people, I think was the number. They're expecting 1,600 protesters to show up. And so 1,600 compared to the, perhaps hundreds of thousands that will show up, or maybe 100,000 people that will show up, maybe less than 100,000, not sure yet. But still not a lot in comparison, but they will be highly visible. And I think that whatever happens, they're going to try to keep them restricted to an area where they won't be seen by the television cameras, so that those images will not be broadcast around the world. So, yeah, I think that's what the plan is, to try to put a curtain up, so to speak, so that they're not as visible to the outside world. But good luck with that, because I don't know how you can logically contain their protests, but they're going to try. If nothing else, they are definitely going to try. And like I said, I will be documenting that day. I'm going to try to find every embarrassing thing that I can find, because Twitter has changed. Twitter, as you know, they have muted things that have proved to be embarrassing for the royal family. I mean, I just could not believe that they muted certain things, but they have. And so when I get a chance to grab something and save it, I want to do it as soon as possible, so that before it disappears, because the institution, they have someone on the inside that is sorting these things out for them, because otherwise there's been a few things where I go to play it and there's no sound, or it gets to that point where it is the most, I guess, damaging to their egos, and then suddenly that's gone. There's no sound. So that's why I say have to what do you call it, to screen grab, screen record, or whatever these things before they're all gone. Cassie Lee, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for watching. Royal Sussex, happy, what is this? Thursday to you. Thank you very much. All right, so Charles is king, but the monarchy may soon be on its way out of Jamaica. Barbara Blake Hannah. Now, I posted, let me see, did you guys see that on the community tab? Because I am sure I posted that on the community tab. Let me see. First, I'm going to check and see where the fundraiser is. $29,442. By the time we're done, it's going to be over 30,000. So the link is at the top of the chat. The link is at the top of the chat, but almost 30,000. Okay, so I'm going to go to the community tab to see if I can find that. Yes, it's in the community tab. It's the second to the last thing I posted. Well, toward the end of her interview, this woman, who I believe was the first Black woman to work as a local reporter in Birmingham on television, she worked for ITV. She lives in Jamaica now. She went back to Jamaica. But apparently when she worked in Birmingham, she couldn't even find a hotel to stay because they didn't want to rent her a hotel. And there she was, this lone woman of color in this very white space. And anyway, you have to see the interview. Again, the community tab, when you go to the Royal Sussex homepage on YouTube, if you go to the top of the page, it says community. Click on that and you can see the community tab. Most of you guys know how to find it, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a very interesting interview. And she speaks about her disappointment of the royal family. Let me see if I could play just a little bit of that for you guys. Just the sound, of course.
The first Black woman on British television. Have I been watching on Saturday?
Oh yes, I will.
Oh, you know what? I don't think you'll be able to hear it like that. Oh well. Oh man, I don't think that works. Let me see if I could do this really, 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 really fast. Okay, come on, Baron. You got this. You got this. Go to the community tab. Oh,
You were a pioneer.
fantastic. All right, so let me see what the timestamp is. 6:41. Okay, so I got to get to 6:41.
So many things were being said by the media. So many things were being said. I can't blame her and him for going public to give their side of the story. And it wasn't a pretty sight. And they chose their words carefully. But it shocked us to know. To find that there was a rejection of him and her really made us, look into it with faces like this. And we still haven't quite recovered. We're very proud of what they've done. We admire their charitable work. And we love them. We love them. We love the whole royal family. But we don't love some of the things that have been done. We can't love those things and love ourselves at the same time.
Will you be watching on Saturday?
So yes, she's going to watch the coronation, but she said that people in Jamaica were very upset about the way they treated Meghan. And, it doesn't mean that they don't love the royal family, but they don't love the things that they've done. And, you can differentiate one from the other. I mean, I don't think we should hate anybody, but for what they have done to the Sussexes, like she said, I don't blame them for leaving. They had to go. She does not blame them for leaving. So there you go. Her name is Barbara Blake Hannah. And again, that video is on the community tab. So when you get an opportunity, you can go over there and watch it, and you can hear about her experience as this Jamaican, a Jamaican woman of African descent working on television in Britain, I guess back in the 60s, and how she did not necessarily feel welcome. That is one of those things that a lot of people, especially younger people, they don't know what that's like in some cases, to be that only person in the space. Unfortunately, there's a lot who still experience that, but I've been in that position. I'm sure most of people who are here have been in that position, and it's a feeling of vulnerability, not a fear for your life so much, but you just you don't know where you fit in, and there are just some people who are not interested in the fact that you don't feel comfortable. They want you to be uncomfortable. But yeah, you got to hear it. So I think it's like about 15 minutes long. Yeah. Okay, so let me go here. Now, this is Ken Fisher. Fisher House, as you know, is a foundation that supports the wounded warriors and their families. I think it works a lot like the McDonald House, if you're familiar with that. When you're a soldier and you're in need of care, you don't have to leave your family at home. You can have your family come and stay with you, just like the children that are going through medical care at the Ronald McDonald House. That way, free of charge, these children can have their families there with them for support, for love, even to help care for them while they're in the hospital. If there's anything that helps a person heal, that is having their friends and family and loved ones in those spaces, just sitting with them. It is enough to, I guess, remind every cell of your body, I got to heal because I got to get home. And sometimes, all we have are phone calls, but even with that, it's better than nothing. So, L.S. Lee, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, I see you have a Marvel profile pic. Love that. Love that. Excuse me. So I want to share this with you guys. Okay. Matter of fact, I'll just play the whole thing.
War on terror. And a courageous group of men and women stepped forward to say, me, I will go. And that includes you, Harry. You live by a simple principle: serve together, recover together. It's a philosophy not limited by the flag you wear. Your brothers and sisters in arms are connected by something so much deeper than the borders that separate us. And you've dedicated your time, talents, and heart to lifting up service members from around the globe.
And Prince Harry, thank you for your service during 2 tours in Afghanistan with the British Army, and for being a champion of veterans in this community.
I'd now like to introduce Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, who's a humanitarian, mental wellness advocate, environmentalist, and military veteran. As co-founder of Archwell, he is focused on driving systemic change across all communities through nonprofit work as well as creative activations. The mission across Archwell, which currently includes Archwell Foundation, Archwell Productions, and Archwell Audio, is united behind the deeply held belief that compassion is the defining cultural force of the 21st century. In fact, Prince Harry has dedicated his life's work to advancing causes that he is passionate about. He is the founder of the Invictus Games, a platform for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel to use sport as part of their rehabilitation, something I know a little about, as well as Travelist, a nonprofit entity comprised of several of the largest online travel agencies in the world. Additionally, he co-founded Santa Bali with his dear friend, Prince Seso of Lesotho, in memory of their mother's charitable work in combating the HIV crisis, and serves as president of the African Parks, a non-governmental organization focused on protecting Africa's ecosystems in partnership with local communities and governments. He was named Chief Impact Officer at Better Up, a world-class coaching platform that helps people everywhere achieve their own version of peak performance, and serves on the Aspen Institute Commission on Information Disorder, which brought together critical voices across public, private, and civil society landscape to respond to today's mis- and disinformation crisis. Prince Harry served in the British Army for 10 years, rising to the rank of captain and undertaking 2 tours in Afghanistan. And I must say, it's been my absolute privilege to work with him. Prince Harry, over to you, sir.
Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, that is Kenneth Fisher. Fisher House Foundation is premier partner of Invictus Games Dusseldorf 2023. The international nonprofit organization sponsors the Family and Friends program of the international sporting event. So they have partnered with Invictus, the Invictus Games. So I am Invictus. All right, you guys ready for Queen Charlotte? I think it has premiered already, but Queen Charlotte is on Netflix. Oh, it starts today. Yes, May 4th. It starts today. I am so looking forward to this, although I kind of hate that it's out now because I don't want to binge watch something while I'm preparing for the Archie birthday / Coronation weekend. I mean, there's a lot to work this weekend. So we got Archie's fundraiser, which let me see where we are with that. I'm kind of curious if we have jumped over that 30,000 mark. Oh, just what is it? Is that $164 away? Is 29,836. I repeat, $29,836. Yeah, so we're very close, you guys. Just a few more donations, and they will have reached that nice round number of $30,000 for the kaboom. So, you know, let your conscience be your guide. Let me see here. Okay, still holding at 836. All right, so we'll see. I'll check again in a moment. But yes, so I am looking forward to this. The critics have said it was actually amazing. And right there is George. That is the George. Hello, Charlotte. I'm George. Hello, Charlotte. I'm George. Yes, so that is George. The Willises will be here any minute. What a handsome couple, right? What a handsome couple. Coronation says, Barrett, I'm going to have to catch up with Netflix. Royal Sussex is taking up my time. Your fault. Well, thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciated, Coronation. But yeah, what a lovely, lovely couple. Now, take a look here. That is the same, well, it is actually a simulation of the carriage that they're going to use for the coronation. that carriage is what, 260 years old. So that same carriage that they used at that time is still being used today. They're going to use it for the coronation. Let me see. No, I actually just had to stand up and stretch. And you know what, guys, let me just say this. Thank goodness Charles has decided, instead of wearing those very traditional knickers and stockings, that middle-aged, actually that old man, is going to wear his military uniform. Because I told you guys, see, thinking of Charles going down the aisle of the Westminster Abbey wearing a pair of silk or satin knickers and stockings, the idea of him wearing that is the stuff of nightmares. Could you imagine Charles walking through Westminster Abbey with those big childbearing hips and those gigantic catcher mitt hands, wearing something like that? I don't even want to think about it. That is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah. Anyway, they've done a great job casting. I would have to say that they look like mother-daughter. They look like mother-daughter. They have done an amazing job casting that movie. I would say, I'm going to say maybe the nose is just a little off, right? But other than that, it's like a younger version of the original. Absolutely. So very, very cool. The costumes, I hear that the music is going to be like a classical version of some very modern songs, just like with the first one. So I'm looking forward to that. But you guys, we still have this queen to focus on. And so again, you guys, I am going to be here the weekend promoting Archie's birthday fundraiser, celebrating Archie's birthday, and also trying to get all the dirt on the coronation. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be live during the coronation. I'm just not sure. I haven't decided yet. And like so many things, believe it or not, I wait last minute and then it just kind of comes to me. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I just don't know when I'll be on that day, but I will be there. And I hope that I'll see some of you guys. And anyway, thank you, everybody, for watching Royal Sussex today. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you all for your very generous contributions. Greatly appreciated. Alan Vernon has a super chat. A chat that is, I am wrong for wanting someone. I'm sorry, am I wrong for wanting someone to grease the ramp of Chucky Chucks and Camilla to have they're going to have enough trouble as it is with the crowns and all of the royal regalia. They are going to have a rough time of it. So I don't suppose that there's any intervention necessary from us for it to look more like a slapstick comedy. I'm sure it's going to be comical enough all on their own. Oh, you like that photo? Let me go back to it. This one. Anyway, they are beautiful. Oh, Alan Vernon, thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, they make a very handsome couple. I'm looking forward to it. I hate to start watching it because once I start watching it, I'm not going to get anything done. Yeah, Black Queen, it is a good idea to release it now to make sure that it gets as much exposure as possible. Absolutely. I hope that Netflix milks it for everything it's worth. Super sticker. Dansby one, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Thursday to you. Oh man, I slept so good last night. You know how sometimes you don't have a good night's sleep, and then the next night and the next night. Well, last night I kind of made up for it, and boy, did I feel refreshed when I woke up. I was just like somebody in the old mattress commercial. Remember that? Feels so good it shows. Everybody knows it's a Sealy Posturepedic morning. Yeah. Remember those commercials? The Sealy Posturepedic. Feels so good it shows. Everybody knows it's a Sealy Posturepedic morning. Yeah. Well, that was me this morning. I jumped up. I was feeling good. It's a Sealy Posturepedic morning. Yeah. I watched a lot of television when I was a kid, but can you tell? I watched a lot of television. Let me see here. Marjorie says that the Rangers will blame Harry and Meghan for the Netflix release of Queen Charlotte. Of course they will. Of course they will. Oh, is it? Is it? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Yes, $30,098. $30,098. Remember, the link is at the top of the chat. The link is at the top of the chat, you guys. Let me see here. Yeah, Pam Porter, I am showing my age, aren't I? It's a Sealy Posturepedic morning. Yeah. I used to know all the commercials. Feels so good it shows. Everybody knows it's the Sealy Posturepedic morning. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the commercial. Let me see if I can find that. The Sealy Posturepedic morning. Sealy Posturepedic morning commercial.
Feels so good it shows. Everybody knows it's the Sealy Posturepedic morning.
Posturepedic, designed in cooperation with leading orthopedic.
Yeah, feels so good it shows.
That is so funny. I even remembered, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find quality Sealy orthopedic surgeons for no morning backache from sleeping on a too soft mattress and for feeling so good it shows.
Yeah.
You'll find quality Sealy bedding on sale now during Hecht's exciting Sealy mattress.
Yeah, feels so good it shows. Everybody knows it's the Sealy Posturepedic morning.
Okay. Oh my God. I have just shown my age. I have demonstrated how old and impressionable I have been all my life. I still remember, that's 1978. That is 1978. Sealy Posturepedic mattress commercial. Yeah.
People do this.
No, that's a different one. Oh man. Talk about old school. Yeah. I don't know. I guess when I was younger, I must have, maybe somewhere deep inside of me, there is a young blonde woman who jumps out of bed early in the morning and skips around the house and run down the street with my arms out. Yeah. Every time I look in the mirror, I see that that young blonde white woman inside of me that jumps up first thing in the morning and yell, "Feel so good it shows. Everybody knows it's a Sealy Posturepedic morning." Yeah. Oh man, talk about the Wayback Machine. I'm sorry, you guys. You had to learn the truth sooner or later. Inside of me, there is a young blonde white woman who just loves to jump out of bed first thing in the morning and throw my arms out and yell, "Sealy Posturepedic morning." Yeah.
Every day you rush my...
Okay, that's not one. All right, you guys. Oh, man. So now that that song is stuck in your heads, what are you guys going to do the rest of the day? Okay, you guys, I am going, it's been 2 hours, so yeah, that's good. It has been 2 hours, so I am going to call it quits for today. Thank you so much for joining us on Royal Sussex. Yeah! Oh, man. I tell you, you had me at yeah. Okay, I'm just checking my phone. Feels so good it shows. Everybody knows it's the Sealy Posturepedic morning. Yeah. Okay. Are we good? Yes, we're good. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Again, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. This has not been a Mark Goodson or Bill Totson production. No animals were maimed or injured throughout this version of Royal Sussex. Also, there has been absolutely no nudity or violence, which may come as a shock to some and a disappointment to others, but there has been absolutely, and I do mean absolutely, no nudity or violence today on Royal Sussex. And with that, you guys, I am going to look for the very last word of the day. Oh, I like that. Good night, everybody. That works for me. And also, thank you to our queens. Thanks, Lambert. Lambert says, thanks, Baron, for today's program. It was worth all the precious efforts. Blessings be upon you, Squatties, and the Sussex family. Blessings. I'm sorry, everything blessed. Thank you so much, Lambert. That's a beautiful way to close out for today. All right, so that is it. You're welcome, Connie. Okay. Oh, I saw that. The Double Down News Soldier. I saw him. Love that. Yeah, he called it. He said it like it is, like it is. All right. All right, I'm gonna cue Ginger Avenger. I will see you all tomorrow. Yeah. It's hard to stop. Yeah. I got to stop doing that before I ruin my throat. Okay, there we go. $30,395. Yeah, you guys don't forget to donate. Don't forget to donate. Remember, the link is at the top of the chat for now, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah.